Okay, that's weird. I don't know why, but as soon as I hit start streaming, the start recording button didn't activate.
Whoopee.
Oh well. Anyway, now to connect to the server, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another Hexxit stream. I know there was a promise of a SpongeBob putting an end to the SpongeBob PC saga, but that will happen a different week. There's been a change of
Yes.
plans.
I'm
It's
also
been,
real now.
yes,
No longer
you can
I'm no
finally
longer a
hear
figment
Miguel.
of his imagination.
I mean they could hear you at the end of it.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, at like the fourth quarter of the stream they could finally hear you. Oh, that's right, I barely have any food.
Oopsie. Oh wait, you're in. You're
Yeah,
getting
I've
in
been
now.
in the whole time.
Yeah. Maybe what happened at the end is that everybody was starting to share in the insanity. But through through connections with the underworld, we were able to materialize me into real being. So
Precisely.
now, yes, now I'm a real being. I'm a real boy. What the fuck?
Man, what a
I got like
sound effect to
struck by
hear right
lightning.
after you say that. I guess that's how real you are.
I'm so real that I'm like predisposed. Oh
Oh,
wait. Uh,
oh, did you come
no, the
across like
fire!
one of
My
those
stuff's burning.
oh, did you come across one of those buffed skeleton mini bosses?
Yes, the fires. Ow!
That would explain the sun lightning.
The fucking tombstone got destroyed. Okay, he's not buffed anymore. Oh, but where's all my stuff? I don't see it. Ah!
I would do something about this, but I am low on hunger and low on health.
Oh, I could have given you my food, but now my food is gone. Everything that I worked for is gone.
If I just sneak by,
How sneaky can you be? Oh, hey.
okay, I don't think he noticed.
Well, yeah, that's okay. He's like over that way. Over yonder. The scoundrel. The conniving, cunning, and devious trickster.
Oh, whoops! I had switched to back to the starting soon screen because
Oh,
I
right.
meant to like share the link in the I meant to like share the link in Discord, but okay, there we go. So
Uh,
not only is Miguel real now, you actually see a tag underneath him that that says Miguel. Been a
oh,
thing
wait,
for
really?
it's been a thing for a while ever since the last Ribbit King stream that I did with Momo, Patrick, and Josh.
Oh, snap! There I am! There's my name. My real name.
Yeah, now
Don't
people don't
dox.
have to ask which one is
Don't
Josh
dox me, guys.
if they're if they're new.
Does that really happen?
It has not, but it's good to have just in case. Now I just gotta. Oh wait, do I have any? No, I don't have any bones to spare.
Any bones?
Yeah, because I was gonna use bone meal to make some more wheat.
Oh, I see. I've got some bones.
Thank you, good sir.
Welcome. Got a rapier. I'm gonna just try to rely on that.
Okay, there. Now I can craft another piece of bread and heal back to full health. Oh wait, I'm at full health. go back to full hunger.
I'm gonna get him.
I'll grab
He's
the
burning.
diamond. I'll grab the diamond sword just in case.
Ah! Ah! I'm about to lose the spout. I must retreat.
Oh, I got it.
Yes!
Let's see. What did he drop? What is? Drop the
Another
shield.
port shield. Ooh.
That ought to be useful.
Hey, special perk fire catch, weakness fatigue. I see.
Okay, I wasn't sure if music was on or off because it had been like a good few minutes and there had been no song playing whatsoever.
Am I able to equip this as like a side?
I don't know actually. I remember in one update there was a way to do that, but
Yeah, like the on the offhand.
I don't know if like
But
the
there
other
is.
I don't know if the other inventory has like a shield slot that can work like that.
Yeah, I already tried.
Because there is like a because there is like some kind of thing that you could there's like another inventory tab that there's like a backpack icon. I don't know if that's a shield icon, but there's like a heart canister icon.
Yeah. I'm trying, it's just not really like showing up on my person. So I don't actually know if that means that I've successfully equipped it.
What did I? Oh, that's just a useless notification that I got.
Nowhere on my person. Yeah, that doesn't. I'll assume for the time being that that there isn't really anything I can do to have it on the off in like an offhand.
I guess not.
I have to wonder in that case if there is much combat utility to it.
I don't know. It might protect you.
I'm
And
sure it will. I just mean like, you know.
how useful and how trustworthy can a shield be if its tagline is like it might protect you?
A little sketchy to say the least.
For sure. You know, I figured I guess in addition to the previous Hexxit stream where you had pulled up some would you rather questions. I don't know if there's like gonna be another one of those things, but in case there isn't, there's like a list of concepts that I have pulled up on a Google document that I found quite interesting that I discovered through a writer by the name of Gwinder Bogle that I've talked to you about before.
Yeah, we've gone through some of those, haven't we? Like in personally, anyway, not in a stream.
Yeah. Like for instance, Feynman's razor. If you can't explain something to a child, you don't understand it yourself. This is because it's only when you fully grasp a topic that you can distill it down to its essence.
Hmm.
I think that would be different from like the Eric Andre bit. It was like, you did it. You broke down comedy to its bare essentials. Words, 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 punchline.
Oh wait. Hold on. I realized I misplaced my phone. No, I didn't. It's right here. Punchline. Yeah, that's a pretty good point. I guess, you know, it'd also be a matter of like, what if the concept needs to be elaborately explained? Maybe. Or maybe I'm overthinking and there is a way to like simplify everything.
Yeah, I think there probably would be. I guess it's like if
At least like to get the foot in the door. I guess that's really the point at the end of the day, not to really not really to get somebody to fully understand something in just a few words, but more so just to be able to explain enough to get the foot in the door.
Yeah, I guess it's like a side effect of being that knowledgeable on a certain topic that it becomes easier to annotate or just like abbreviate or whatever word I'm searching for. Like to break it down to its essence.
Yes. Bare essentials.
Oh, this one is called casual reductionism. Things rarely happen for just one reason. Usually outcomes result from many causes conspiring together, but our minds cannot process such a complex arrangement. So we tend to ascribe outcomes to single causes, reducing the web of casualty to a mere thread.
Damn, what a way to put it. Reducing the web of casualty to a mere thread. But this is true. This is something that I've really had to grapple with in the past couple months.
Like a bunch of things happening around the same time that it almost seem like they're connected in some way.
Like that, but like in the sense of like me having to understand that there's no one cause for something happening. That it's usually there are usually multiple causes. And that they all bounce off each other and amplify each other in such a way that eventually that big thing, whatever it may be, is finally catalyzed.
Yeah.
And I think accepting that sounds scary on paper, but is almost kind of relieving at the same time, depending on how you look at it. Like, if you think something's all your fault, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's not just your fault that something happened.
Yeah, there just happen to be unfortunate circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
This one I feel like you might have heard of before. The Dunning-Kruger effect.
Oh yeah.
Awareness of the limitations of cognition, or awareness of the limitations of thinking, requires a proficiency in thinking about thinking. In other words, being stupid makes you too stupid to realize how stupid you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that simplified, applying 2 concepts ago, is just like the more competent you think you are, the less competent you actually are.
Yeah, because it's like John Cleese says, stupid people are rarely. I think that one of the best things about stupid people is the fact that they're not aware of how stupid they really are.
Yeah. Why did that yeah sound so weird? I mean, I don't know if that sounded weird to you, but like, it sounded weird to me. It sounded like a lah.
This is what.
I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked.
No worries. This is what the distraction of good food does to a person.
I have a cup of strawberry milk with me because I am an addict. Completely addicted.
Bro, that used to be me with chocolate milk. No wonder why I was like 60 pounds heavier, or however many pounds heavier I was than I am right now.
It was me with chocolate milk, but I think I drank so much of that and not enough of strawberry milk that when I got to have strawberry milk again, it was like falling in love all over again. With strawberry milk in this instance.
What's another one that I have? Survivorship bias. We overemphasize the examples that pass a visibility thread, like our own understanding of serial killers based on the ones who got caught. Equally, news is only news if it's an exception rather than the rule. But since it's what we see, we treat it as the rule.
Oh, hey. That's interesting. That's a very interesting one right there. I think I'm picking up what they're putting down with that. That is, and you know what? I can kind of see this as applicable to something like this is something that I see a lot in like the art community, right? Um, people have this idea that people who post their art are like good at art at all times, all the time, like every single day. But that's because what they see are all the completed and successful works that such artists post. And this is something that the art community has been trying very hard to deconstruct, because it's like, no, this is not actually the reality. Like, we're not always good at art. We're just posting the things that came out good.
Yeah, they don't see the process behind it.
So I could see it as like applicable to that as well. I could see a lot of applications for that concept. That's actually very interesting.
Here we have the streetlight effect. People tend to get their information from where it's easiest to look. Like the majority of research uses only the sources that appeal on the that appear on the first page of Google search results, regardless of how factual they are. Cumulatively, this can skew an entire field.
Hold on, can you break that one down for me? I was like kind of half there.
People tend to get their information from where it's easiest to look. Example, the majority of research uses only if the majority of research uses only the sources that appear on the first page of Google search results, regardless of how factual they are. Cumulatively, this can skew an entire field.
Yeah, wow. That's that's a pretty good point. And something I'm guilty of, definitely. um yeah, nobody, or at least a very, very minuscule amount of people, I think, would ever go past the first page of Google. I used to do that as a little kid, but the problem is that the problem I feel is also that the further down you go, the sketchier the results get, you know?
That is true.
I also want to backpedal to the Dunning-Kruger effect real quick. I think it's very important to recognize that the idea of the more competent you think you are, the less competent you actually are. I don't really think that that should discourage people from feeling good about something that they are good at. I think if I were to take a guess at interpreting what they meant by that, it would be more so that there are people that kind of act like know-it-alls about particular concepts, but haven't actually done much research or training, or they haven't gathered much actual insight into that thing that they're claiming they're so good at, and then they're just walking around like they know all about it.
Right.
That would be my assumption, right? I don't know what the reality of that looks like, or what the actual intention of the Dunning-Kruger effect's explanation is meant to be. But that's kind of how I see it, because obviously people are allowed to feel good about the things that they're good at. I mean, don't be a snob about it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, there might be. If you're looking for armor, there might be some in the dungeon that's near the big tree, or that's inside the big tree.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, there's like chests at the end of the dungeon that have like a few pieces of chain armor and gold armor.
I I am basically having to start from square one given my encounter with that freaking thunder skeleton, so...
Oh, and an iron helmet and like iron plated boots.
Yeah, excellent. I don't know how to get... I don't know exactly how to get to where you're at, but I'm gonna try to
Go
feel
to the
my way
big
around here.
go to the big tree.
Yeah, big tree. And then, where do I go from there? It's like very labyrinthine. Oh, wait. This should be straightforward. There you are.
Yeah,
So
I just came
there,
from the ending.
wrap around here. Oh, there's a staircase. Excellent.
Yeah, and that keeps going.
Something is suffocating in there.
Could be a skeleton. Alright, we have the pluralistic ignorant. We have pluralistic ignorance. Phenomenon where a group goes along with a norm, even though all of the group members secretly hate it, because each mistakenly believes that the others approve of it.
You know, yeah, fair enough.
I can imagine this applying to like someone having a birthday party at a location that they don't want to be at, but like the people invited don't know that. It's like if the person having that birthday party there doesn't really have a choice but to have it there, and others just have the understanding that it's what they wanted. But in reality, everyone's suffering there.
That's a pretty interesting example. But I kind of mess with it.
And they were roommates. So no. I was reading chat. So that was like completely off topic.
No, and they were roommates. Who were roommates?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I hear,
Unless I'm completely missing the point.
yeah, I can't tell if you were referring to the example I was talking about, or if there was like something that I missed.
I'm sorry, fellow viewer, we're a little slow.
Here we have the Woozle effect. An article makes a claim without evidence, is then cited by another, which is cited by another, and so on, until the range of citations creates the impression that the claim has evidence, when really all articles are citing the same uncorroborated source.
You know, I remember that this God, I'm trying to remember the video, but there was a video that literally talked about deconstructing this. One thing that was always corroborated by like other sources. Oh, what is the freaking video? Because I would love to talk about the thing that was probably a myth. It was really interesting too.
Here we have the ultimate attribution error. We tend to attribute good acts by allies to their character. We tend to attribute good acts by allies to their character, and bad acts by allies to situational factors. For opponents, it's reversed. Good acts are attributed to situational factors, and bad acts are attributed to character.
This is true. We are hypocrites. That is us.
Yeah, it's like one of the biases that we'd have towards people.
I try to think of it in terms of like, what's a good way to put it? I try it whenever it comes to like determining good or bad people. At least, you know, in my opinion, not to pass off my judgments as factual, but whenever I try to think about it, I try to think in terms of like, what are their tendencies and what are their intentions? I don't think just intentions are enough to determine the quality of someone's character, and I don't think just tendency is enough either. I feel like it has to go hand in. How often is this person doing a particularly good or bad thing, and what is their intention behind doing said good or bad? Because you can do good things but have bad intention, and you can do bad things but have good intention. And then I feel like from there it's just looking at it from like a case by case and determining, well, are the bad things not bad enough, and are the intentions good enough that this could still be a good person that just makes a lot of mistakes, or are the mistakes too severe and they're not like really helping themselves, and then they're like a bad person anyway. I think I'm like, how do I think I'm just talking, I'm yapping. The real dragons, I'm sorry to inform you, or maybe I'm happy to inform you, depending on how you look at it. We do not play League.
League of Legends? No. Lethal League? Sometimes.
Hey, Lethal League. Lethal League's fun. But no, I tried that game a long time ago. I think MOBAs are just not my thing personally.
I've never played League. I've only heard negative things about it that just like scare me away from it.
That's fair. It definitely has a strong stigma. But you know what? In case this person likes it, I want to be nice. And
Yeah, that's
for
not to say
me,
that I had. That's not to say that I have an informed opinion about it. It's just based off of like word of mouth from others.
yeah.
So my real answer is I don't play it, and I don't have an informed opinion on it.
Yeah. I just struggle to enjoy MOBAs. Like, I think the big thing is that I'm a simple-minded fellow. I like games that don't take a whole lot of figuring out metas, figuring out builds and all that. I like games that I can just get into it and I can figure it out. Um, I don't want to say quickly, but like, relatively quickly without having to invest so much in like strategizing and I guess min-maxing, because there's always like these are the meta builds for insert game, and it's like, okay, now what is the and this is the right way to play this character, and it's like, okay, this is a little too much for my peanut brain.
Dude, the
And
simple-mindedness was me with Destiny 2.
yeah, Destiny 2. Destiny 2 felt so overwhelming. But I know Cody said that the new player experience was kind of a nightmare. Because of the fact that because of the fact that too many, or sorry, not too many. Most of the player base, they weren't really getting new players, and most of the player base were already veterans, so they're just like, who needs a new player experience anyway? So, if I'm not mistaken, that's how he explained it. But
Yeah, just like, well, we got our dedicated fan base. No need to dumb things down at all.
yurt, and ironically, that made it kind of. I think even after getting past that, that, like, I don't know, it just kind of felt like there was so much offered to me, but everything required so much explaining, so much exposition, and it was just really hard for me to follow. So I couldn't really get into Destiny 2. It's not really like I was kind of hoping it would be a game that I could just drop into without having to fully grasp everything immediately, but it feels like I need to grasp everything immediately. I am going to be right back.
All right. Yeah, the attention. Yeah, Destiny 2 is like one of those games where I would have like the shortest amount of attention span. Like the lore could be explained to me, and it would just be like so much to take in, and it was to the point where I would like end up misreading the names of some of the enemies that I'd have to take down. Like I'm not usually that scatterbrained, but man, if if there's a game where I would look like more of a doofus than I am now, it's Destiny 2. Then I find that the game just like suddenly got worse over time, and I got like I didn't really have any since since it was bad news after bad news regarding that game. I don't think I had any I don't think I had any reason to keep it installed, so it's just like this is just like sitting on my hard drive, not really doing anything. So I might as well just might as well just uninstall it and like install games that'll actually find myself playing. Like I was gonna I was gonna like list an example of a game that I would definitely play over Destiny 2, and I was gonna name like one of the most unusual examples of Steam games. Like, man, why is there not one coming to my mind? Anyway, now I can finally add another thing to plant on this farm. Wait, did I not have? I could have sworn I had melon seeds to plant somewhere. Oh, there. Thought I was missing something. Now I can start a melon farm, and we'll have access to even more food than just bread. Oh, that's right, I ran out of bone meal. So I can't really rush that. At the very least, there's a good supply of bread that I could get. Get one of those. One of those. Oh, that's weird. Do I not have the... Does the site for the PNG plugin not have the right not have the right mute icon for Miguel? I thought it. Yeah, last I checked, I thought he had one that for when he was muted, but it doesn't seem to be working. Did it? Was there like an update that broke something like that? Very unusual. Oh, that's right. I could get more of I get more of the emeralds and hearts and the arrows from that grass, as long as it isn't completely mined. Okay, there we go. I can get more bread. I'm gonna need as much as I can get. I would list another concept from that document that I mentioned, but I'm saving those for when Miguel gets back. But he gets to enjoy some of those as well. Figured since it's a somewhat chill Minecraft Hexxit stream, that I'd also include some interesting concepts that I found through a writer. Combine the laid back atmosphere of Minecraft with a bit of wisdom, or at the very least, learning about the concepts that that you might have heard of before, or you might not have heard of before, and could keep in mind, and to be aware of like certain biases or like what really goes on in the news, so that you don't find yourself overwhelmed. Because this is a crazy world that we live in. I think we can all agree. Sometimes it's a good one, sometimes it's a bad one, but altogether it is a pretty crazy world. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to get that iron over there. I could build my way over there, but no, wait. It's not gonna work. I think I gotta go around from the other side. Oh, you know what? Whoa, what is this? Oh, it's just water? Why does that just spawn there? Well, either way, might as well take some of these bushes. So we get, oh wait. Okay, I thought I was gonna need shears for a second to take the bushes with me. Yes, we've got another source of food. And why not? Let's get some lapis while we're at it. Oh, that area is flooding. There's a breathing noise. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. Why do there have to be a creeper near my farm? Alright, taken care of. What? Okay, yeah, it's gonna let me sleep. Now I just gotta find a place to put these blueberry bushes. I think right here ought to work. Okay, I was concerned that those bushes were gonna do damage. I remember the ore bushes from the Tinker's Construct mod did damage, but I wasn't sure if it would apply to the regular bushes as well. Well, actually, now that I think about it, the bushes are from the blueberry bushes are from a different mod completely. So I don't think they would have been programmed the same way. Oh wait, I have 2 bows now. Neat. Oh, I can barely fit anything in this chest anymore. Keep those. That. There we go, slowly getting to 1 emerald, I think. That's right, I should probably get more sand to make more of the grout. Luckily, I can get some sand over here. Oh, there goes the shovel. I don't know how much grout this is gonna make, but I think it should be a good amount. I was about to ask where I got the gunpowder from, but yeah, but then I realized, oh yeah, I killed that creeper. take some of these, some of this, this. There we go, getting more grout. I can finally work on the smeltery. I think it is due for an upgrade. See, how many seared bricks I need to... I'm definitely gonna need more to finish this.
I'm back.
Ah, welcome back.
Thank you. And I misplaced my phone. Dang. Give me 1 second.
For some reason, it didn't show the unique mute icon for when you were muted.
Okay, we're good.
For some reason, it didn't show the unique image for when you're muted. Like it didn't show the
Yeah.
It didn't show the one with
Jason,
the...
I'm sorry to cut you off. I need to be right back again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. Not showing the... What it's supposed to show is like an image with it's the same one, but he's got like his mouth closed like a zipper. But for some reason, it's not showing that like it's supposed to. And another seared brick block. And just clear this way. So I can be ready to place more of the blocks. That's right, I should probably make a shovel. Yeah, I could use one of the iron ingots. I'll have, like, plenty by the time that it actually gets started. So now I can clear this way. And just mine around here. Alright, slowly making progress. Will we be able to finish the smeltery by this stream? I have no idea. But we're getting close, nonetheless. To here. How's the blueberry bush doing? Oh, did it sprout some? No, not yet. And still... Oh, wait, there's only one wheat so far. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's still enough gravel to get 2 blocks of grout, as long as I get enough sand. I don't think anyone is going to miss this area of sand. Wait, why is that squid dying? Oh well. I guess it swam too far up, to the point where it couldn't really breathe. Anyways, let's get another wheat. that not drop any seeds? Still not enough to get more bread. Alright, we're getting there. Slowly getting there. Just clear this area. And I think we just need 2 more seared brick blocks. Then it'll start to be ready. These and there. There. Oh, I wasn't supposed to stop this early. Alright, I guess here's an interesting update for here's an interesting update for y'all, chat. It doesn't really have to have anything to do with creating content or streaming, but last weekend I had finally decided to watch the Nightmare on Elm Street films. The ones past the first one. Because the first one I saw like years ago with a bunch of friends. And I think it was like the first time I ever saw any Nightmare on Elm Street film. And then just recently, I think it was last weekend, I watched well, no, it wasn't just last weekend, it was like a couple days before the weekend. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And then the day after that I watched 3, 4, and 5, like 1 movie a day. And that just became the weekend of Nightmare on Elm Street films. And then I was about to watch Freddy's Dead after that, but my friend Derek had given me the suggestion of turning that into a watch together, and so I did. And as goofy as that last movie was, I enjoyed it. And then after that, a few days after, well, it was like soon after we had finished watching Freddy's Dead, he recommended Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And I watched that just earlier today, and I enjoyed that as well. I did not expect the franchise to go into that direction. But I liked it. I don't know what other films there are that are part of the canon afterwards. Freddy vs. Jason might be one of them. But I'll have to ask the Nightmare on Elm Street expert himself. Well, he's more of an expert compared to me, because here I am just getting into the movies. From what I can tell, I've heard nothing about. I haven't heard anything notable about the remake, and that's probably a good sign that it's not necessary to watch it. From that understanding, at least. I will say I have no informed opinion on that whatsoever because I've never seen it. I know there's like the usual. I know there's usually a chance of remakes not being as good as the original. Disney. All right, now that the smeltery is complete, I gotta find some lava somewhere so it can actually so it can actually be powered. First, I should fill this part of the farm with water and get more wheat because I am currently starving. There we go. And there. Yeah, I'm questioning whether or not to see Freddy vs. Jason or to wait until I see the other Friday the 13th movies. Because I've only seen the first one before. What other ones are there besides, like, Friday the 13th that I'm not aware of that go by, like, different titles? Is it really just Friday the 13th 2 or Friday the 13th Part 2? Or are there, like, subtitles to those movies that I'm missing? Are they worth the time? I genuinely don't know. Oh, that's right. I was gonna find lava somewhere. Luckily, if it gets too dark, I can always just head to the bed since Miguel is not back yet from whatever he's focused on at the moment. He will be back though. Don't worry. Oh yes, more gravel. Some kind of noise that just what? What is that? There's something over here? Like there's some creature that I don't recognize. A dimensional door. I doubt I'm gonna find any lava on this ship. There could be something interesting here. Nope. Absolutely nothing interesting. Unless there's a... Nope. Nothing in there as well. Oh wait, here's a cave. And a skull. That might be useful for something, if not for decoration. I do not like that ambient noise. Let's see, what else is in here?
My apologies. I am back.
I should not have like entered a cave while you had just randomly came back.
Did I? What, did I spook you?
There was a bit of a shiver.
My bad.
Especially after hearing like the sound of the skeleton's bones rattling.
Yes, yes. I am Ghost Johnson.
Yar, who up rattling they bones? Ow.
Oh, I'm rattling. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna rattle.
That's so out of character for you. I'm here for it.
Odin's brainworm from like years ago is working. Okay, what's another one that I have on here?
Ooh, yes, back to the concepts, the deep concepts.
Golden Hammer. When someone, usually an intellectual who has gained a cultish following for popularizing a concept, becomes so drunk with power he thinks he can apply that concept to everything. Or she thinks she can apply that concept to everything. That can happen as well.
They.
They as well.
Nobody's above this. Yeah. What's a good example? I think I might need your help with a real world connection. You have a bucket.
Yeah, I do have one.
May I borrow?
Yeah, go ahead. I can always make another one to. I can always make another one with the iron ingots that I have. Because I was thinking of getting some lava to finally power the smeltery that is mostly finished. All that's missing is the lava to fuel it. I guess here's another one while you think of an example. Halo effect. When a person sees an agreeable characteristic in something or someone, they assume other agreeable characteristics.
Oh. Like, this guy is so kind and funny. I sure hope he isn't a racist.
You might also be tolerant of other races as well. I was almost going to read another one, but then I ran into a random zombie. Okay, taken care of.
Oopsie.
Outgroup homogeneity effect? I don't know how to pronounce that second word, but
Sounded like you were onto something there.
outgroup homogeneity effect. We tend to view outgroup members as all the same.
Oh, generalizing. Hey, we were just talking about that a moment ago with racism.
If you are not with me, then you're my enemy.
This is so
A
deep.
bootlegged version of what Jesus said. I think.
Did she just say that? Hmm.
Something like that. What's the close? I know Anakin Skywalker definitely said that.
Jesus, I
Ooh.
don't know. Kind of. All due respect to you, buddy. I mean, I'm with ya, but you know.
I'd probably have to look up whether or not.
Well, okay, I
Isaiah
don't know the full
Quibit's-
context. I
yeah.
don't know the full context, right? Maybe this is just a. Maybe I'm grossly generalizing the significance of that statement.
Reactance theory. When someone is restricted from expressing a point of view or pressured to adopt a different point of view, they usually react by believing their original point of view even more.
Oh. Oh, I could make a number of deeply political statements about that. But I think I'll refrain.
Yeah, there are like quite a few that mention like they don't mention political opponents by name, but there's like an implication that this can apply to political people.
Yeah, I could definitely. But I don't want to alienate your audience without your consent.
That is completely fair. Availability cascade. When a new concept enters the arena of ideas, people react to it, thereby amplifying it. The idea thus becomes more popular, causing even more people to amplify it by reacting to it, until everyone feels the need to talk about it.
Oh, wait, I understand how the shield works. Whenever I right click with the sword, it just automatically swaps to the shield, and then whenever I let go, it just swaps back to the sword.
Oh, is there like a certain slot in the inventory that you had to put it in?
No, it's just kind of automatic.
Oh, that's a nice feature.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey. Oh, can I put this like inside of my inventory? Not quite.
Apophenia. We impose our imaginations on arrangements of data, seeing patterns where no patterns exist.
This is true. This is just human nature to seek out patterns and things.
where there really isn't.
We can't fault ourselves for it because again, it's our nature. But
Yeah,
it
we've
is
got our
something
own
we must
biases.
always be something we must always be cautious.
I have no idea if this is gonna. I have no idea if this is gonna hit home, so be prepared for this one.
All right, bracing myself.
Procrastivity. We often avoid. We often avoid work by doing something else that feels productive so we don't feel guilty. For example, endlessly researching productivity hacks instead of actually being productive. Beware that your brain can
Yeah.
Beware
Holy
that your
shit.
brain can justify procrastination by disguising it as progress.
Oh my god, ain't that the truth? I'm so guilty of that. I'm trying to get better, but no, dude, I am guilty as charged.
I will say that there are times where I am just as guilty. I could be working on an assignment, but here I am stumbling upon an article that that includes a life hack that actually seems like a okay, to be fair, it does actually seem like a legitimate life hack, not like one of those biohacking things, but like something useful in life to keep in mind.
Yeah, but also like I can find something that actually seems useful and still not apply it to my daily routine or like whatever.
It's like watching a bunch of Dr. K videos, but never like doing anything with that information.
Something I'm also guilty of.
I
I'm
hear
trying to
that.
get better though. I'm trying to get better at actually like putting advice into practice because I know that it'll be good for me. It's just I need to actually need to walk in.
The Grey Rock method. Reacting emotionally to trolls and other toxic people only gives them what they want, your time and your energy, which encourages further trolling and abuse. As such, the best way to get them to stop is to become unresponsive to their provocations.
This is something that basically gets this idea is universal. And yet so many people have still yet to really grasp that.
Yeah, because we just
Like,
have to prove them wrong, I guess. It's just like
yes.
this feeling that we have to prove, we have to, we have to prove that we're in the right to bro from Bangladesh.
Yeah. Like, what was I gonna say? Like, with because they're operating on like a completely different basis. As the concept describes, um, all they really want is to sap you, is like to get a reaction out of you, basically, and just waste your time. Um, but when people react, they're operating on the basis of I need to prove this person wrong, but you know the troll is not really looking to be proven right or wrong. They're looking just to get something.
They
The
just
the
want a
only
reaction out of you.
realistically the only way to prove them wrong is not by not really doing anything. It's weird how that's one of those situations where not doing anything is actually the most effective thing you can do. Be-
It's like the don't respond tactic,
yeah.
which I had found
Be-
out from I think many people could find it from like various different people, but regardless of regardless of your thoughts on him, negative or positive, that's one thing. That's one thing. Like in certain situations where I would agree with Asmongold's view on the don't respond tactic.
Oh yeah, I don't really know that guy too well. I just know that he's has had some interesting hills to die on.
Yeah, that's why like when it comes to people like him, there will be like ideas that I'll agree with and ideas that I disagree with, and making him like the kind of person that I don't have like a this way or that way kind of opinion of. Like some things some things he says, that kind of makes sense. Other things that he says, not so sure about that. Like,
Yeah.
I think Jordan Peterson would be another good example of that. Like some things involving psychology, that kind of makes sense. Uh, Things involving the his rant about Twitter and Elliot Page, definitely not.
Even
We'll
then,
see. We'll
some of
see
his
who cancels
psychology
who.
some of his psychology things are also a little poorly founded, I would argue.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
guess there's
I feel like
probably like something that
sometimes
I'm missing from that.
I feel like some of there's just one take in particular that I really did not sit well with me. It was something that was framed from the perspective of psychology, but it was very clearly politically charged as well.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna get explicit with it because I'm sure I don't know how you feel about me getting into it, but you know at the end of the day, what we are saying is people are complicated. We can we can agree with some things that people say while still generally disagreeing with them as a whole, and we can still agree with people as a whole but disagree with some of the things they say. And then we can also be on the middle about people.
Yeah, like I remember like years ago when he was first getting traction. Uh, there was a time on like uh on like Mudahar's podcast what he was talking about. He was talking about Andrew Tate and mentioning how there would be like
No!
what?
I forgot that I had to do a fucking quiz.
Oh.
Oh, please tell me that the window hasn't closed. It probably totally has.
Oh shoot.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Oh?
Oh, it's due at 11:59 on
Cla-
this day.
classic assignments and their 11:59 deadline.
We're good. We have this day as well. Ooh.
Yeah, because it's a completely different
Whew.
day on your end.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted live on stream.
But I also have an entire essay due tonight as well.
Oh,
So I have both of those going on. And then I also have to read something and make a discussion post on it. Oh,
those are the worst.
I'm gonna have such a fun Monday. Go me.
Oh boy.
I'll
But
be
yeah,
okay, I think.
but yeah, with that thing that I mentioned before about like people having some ideas that make sense and ideas that are definitely less agreeable. What is it was Mudahar talking about Andrew Tate and saying something along the lines of like when he gets into the idea of like working out to improve your confidence, see that makes sense and it's like the things like that end up making sense up until he starts talking about women, then it gets off the rails.
Yeah. Andrew Tate. Oh my fucking god. What was that horse sound? That was so loud. That scared me.
I couldn't even see a horse nearby. Oh, there it is.
Why the fuck are you so loud? Respectfully. Oh my gosh. Dude, my heart stopped. You know what I thought at first? Because there was like a bit of a wheeze in the beginning, and it was like very high pitched. I thought it was Nat screaming from downstairs for a moment. I, I was like, oh,
How'd she get into my
oh.
game? I hit tab.
I
She's not there.
I just thought like I thought it was just loud enough, because sometimes those screams are loud. Oh my god, dude. I'm full. I have food in my belly right now. I almost feel like throwing it up right now. That scared me that bad. Oh. I'm okay.
Solomon's paradox. We're better at solving other people's problems than our own, because detachment yields objectivity.
Yeah.
Cross et al., I think that's how it's pronounced, found viewing oneself in the third person yields the same detachment. So when trying to help yourself, imagine you're helping a friend.
Oh, hey, that's good. Because I've always been conscious of this. I've always been conscious of the fact that whenever I'm inside of a situation, it's really harder for me to look at it from an objective standpoint until I'm like talking with somebody about it and they're like, this is the objective standpoint. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Um, but okay, I might try that whenever I'm in a situation like that.
Yeah, maybe if there's something like, maybe if there's like an hour of meditation or something, or like 30 minutes of meditation, like you just separate the self that is separate the self that is dealing with the problems with the self that is wanting to wanting to figure out said problem and help out.
Yes. Let's do one more concept, and then because I have class tomorrow, I should probably be getting to bed.
Let's see. I almost want to make it
Yes.
a good. I almost want to make it a good one.
I also apologize if at any point my microphone picks up Nat screaming, because she is indeed screaming.
I'm surprised my mic didn't pick up Josh, but I guess I guess the door is that soundproof
we
when I
can
close it.
relate on our struggles.
Well, the thing is, I feel like my door might have been more soundproof than I give it credit for. Oh,
There
there's
it
an
is.
example.
But I have to leave my door open so that the cats can actually come and go without scratching at it, you know?
It's the one downside to me closing the door. Thomas can't visit every now and then.
Yeah, and I always feel badly pets outside, so
I'd install a dog door, but again, the sound barrier.
yes.
See, I want to make this a good one. Yeah, I guess we could go with the Howard Hughes syndrome. Everyone always lies to the powerful, to curry favor or avoid punishment. Hearing nothing but flattery causes the most powerful people to develop the most distorted views of reality, and their vast influence means we all pay the price.
Damn. People pleasing is evil.
It really is. It's like that. It's like that.
Wait,
It's like
okay,
that.
okay. It's not demonized people pleasers. Some of
It,
them have good intention.
it's like that quote that I told you about. All people pleasers are liars. It's true if you
All
think
right.
about it.
I guess it's true, but I also feel very called out.
I mean, past me would also be called out as well.
Excuse me. I very much am still a victim to the people pleaser mentality. And that's because of some scars. So,
Yeah, there you go.
yep, I'm conscious of it, so that's a step in the right direction, and I am making an active effort to work on it. But alas, I'm still a long ways to go.
You're starting to see like the edges of the window where it's clearly a where it where it's starting to become more apparent that it's a pop-up ad.
Yeah. Part of part of this process is identifying my types of boundaries, and I think this is a fun thing I learned from therapy that I think I would love to share. Um, there are types of boundaries. There are, and I know that there's going to be kind of a stigma with the way that these are coined, but my therapist did try to explain that these aren't inherently good or bad, they're just types. Um, so we have rigid boundaries, we have porous boundaries, and we have healthy boundaries. Quote. Again, careful to articulate. not inherently bad or good. They just are, and some will work better for some than others. Rigid boundaries are, let's say, generally speaking, somebody with rigid boundaries has their guard up more than anything. They don't really open themselves up to get close with other people. So rigid boundaries could be like a refusal to open up. It could be not allowing for any sense of like physical touch. It could be kind of just anything that prevents them from making themselves vulnerable, so to speak. Porous boundaries is kind of on the opposite end of that extreme, where somebody gives themselves up rather easily. Like they allow themselves to be more vulnerable. They might share a lot of personal information, might even overshare. They might not really know how to say no to something, even if it does not make them comfortable. And so healthy boundaries, and so of course, the thing with rigid and porous boundaries is that they are absent of, or not absent, not totally absent, but lacking in communication. And so this is where healthy boundaries kind of comes in. It's kind of like meeting in the middle, where it is allowing for some vulnerability and trust, but it is also being assertive of your boundaries while also being communicative, so that being on the same page. And people pleasers tend to have very porous boundaries, I would argue. And recognizing how porous my boundaries have tended to be has given me way to catching myself and not allowing myself, and trying to work towards healthy boundaries, because that's where I personally would like to be. Again, I don't necessarily want to demonize people that have rigid or porous boundaries, because obviously, you know, for all we know, their heart is in a good place. But, those are just the types of boundaries they have. People
Yeah,
might tend to people might tend to start out with rigid boundaries, whenever they're meeting other people, and then they gradually become somewhere in the realm of healthy to porous. But yeah, sorry, you were gonna say something.
I was gonna say what I was gonna say. Like when I say like people pleasers are liars. That I don't mean that as like a I don't mean that as like an insult. It is like one of those it's one of those harsh truths, and it's for a good reason. They have it like most people that lie will have some kind of a purpose for doing so. Like like when people pleasers do it, they they do so to keep the peace, to not upset anyone, from what I can
Yeah,
understand.
and it's just the hard truth for us people pleasers is that we cannot please everyone. And an
Yeah,
even harder truth is that everybody needs haters in life. Don't but that hater cannot be you. You cannot be your own hater unless you can be constructive with yourself, right? But haters are kind of a necessary force, because they push us to grow in a way, because we want to prove the haters wrong. We want to prove the haters that we are above the perception that they hold of us.
yeah. Most if not all people that lie will only lie if there is something at stake for them. Like when it like people pleasers will have the understanding that if they say something truthful that might upset the other person, there's that stake for them. That's the that implies that peace will no longer be kept, and it'll and this kind of thing will also apply to like people that lie for ego reasons. Like if they like they'll lie because if they tell the truth, they're like very concerned with how they'll be perceived the or or like that image of them that is meant to be like above other people will start to crumble.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
So like most lies happen because there's something at stake for the person that is lying.
Yeah. That is how it tends to be. That is pretty that's a pretty accurate assessment. They like people like to protect some at the end of the day. And that can be for reasons good or bad. Or
Yeah,
neutral.
yeah. For like most of the time, if I'm like if I'm like protecting something, if it's live on stream, it's pretty much due to privacy reasons because not everyone on the internet has to know everything about me.
Yeah. But also I guess that's more like withholding information rather than lying about it. You're not telling people that you live in Cambodia or something, you know?
You weren't supposed to bring that up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh.
Let let's just move forward.
Yeah, I mean, by move forward, I mean, would you look at the time?
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
It is time for me to go to bed
And that
and
being said,
be
it'll
responsible.
be time for me to end the stream.
Thank you, those who joined us, such as the Real Dragons. Shout out to you. Sorry that we don't play League. They're gone now. I can say that League fucking sucks.
I still have
But
no
you don't
opinion.
suck.
I still have no opinion on it because I've still never played the game myself. I don't really have any plans to because
Don't get me
what I
mixed up, the Real Dragons. You don't suck if you play League, but I think the game you probably like sucks.
what I hear about the game, what I hear about the game from others scares me. The game itself, I know nothing about. But yeah, thank you to those that have joined. Miguel, is there anything you want to shout out?
Um, I do art on Instagram at crab.rango. I also want to shout out you because you're fucking cool, Jason. Thank you for having me tonight.
Yeah,
And
no problem.
oh. Last night I went to a bar because it was like an indie night and 4 bands got to play. I want to shout out those 4 bands. I know that I'm not reaching a super wide audience here, but I want to shout out those 4 bands. Oaks Experiment, No Parts, Rona, spelled Rohna, and On the Edge. Those bands are all indie bands, local to where I live, and also like one of them's from another part. But they're super cool and awesome. I'm really glad that I got to discover them through that experience last night. Go listen to them. Go listen to Twerp TWRP. Go listen to Jiraiya. Go listen to Brian Scary. Go listen to Strutman Lane. Go listen to Somewhere City by Origami Angel. That album is actually so cool. Okay, yeah. That's all out of me for now. Maybe next time I'll have a few more recommendations.
Yeah, while we're at it, I'll shout out. I don't know if they're an indie band, but this is a band that I know it's some kind of band that my uncle had introduced me to. I want to give a shout out to Dirty Loops. I believe they're a
Ooh.
Swedish band that makes like a has like a funk kind of sound. They've done a few songs with
Ooh.
Corey Wong, I believe his name was.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Including
yeah, okay. I listened to
including
the
a
Turbo album.
including a banger of a Thriller cover.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that's the one that you sent. I know who you're talking about now. I
Yes,
listened to the Turbo album. That album is super good.
yeah. So I want to give a shout out to them, and
Hell yeah.
and if you want to keep up to date with streams like this that are chill, or other streams where I'll play games with other friends of mine that are definitely not as chill as this and a bit more of on the chaotic side. I tend to stream but on YouTube and Twitch at JPS Freak almost every weekend at 6 or sometimes 6 or 7 p.m. PST, sometimes later if it streams like this. But
Yeah.
but there will not be a stream this upcoming weekend though. I will be out of town that weekend. But
Word.
but there may or may not be an interesting stream coming on Tuesday, depending on how schedules play out.
Ew, ew, ew. Oh, also, two more shout outs. Kiltro and Diablo Swing Orchestra. Both awesome bands. Was
Absolutely.
hell yeah. Alrighty.
But,
Now I'm done with my shout outs.
but yeah, keep an eye out for that stream on Tuesday where I play a particularly unoptimized game that I've had yet to return to for the longest time, to make up for the fact that I will not be around the upcoming weekend. Tune in on either Twitch or YouTube at JPS Freak, which I was gonna say maybe on Kick as well as a joke, but that'll maybe be a last resort if Josh somehow gets me banned on Twitch. If someone's gonna get me banned on Twitch from like unhinged stuff, I guarantee it's gonna be Josh. You could feel free to clip this all you want, Miguel. I know he's gonna find out some way that I know he's gonna find out some way, so may as well just get over with. Anyways, yeah, that's the end of the stream. Thank you to those that have joined yet once again, and again, stay tuned for Tuesday, and I will see you.